Hello, hello, hello. I'm Andrea Stevens,
And I'm Jeanette Mejias, and we are Web's Women.
where exposure brings strength. What's up, birthday girl? How many times can I say that this
Wait
week?
a minute, you're not going to sing,
Happy birthday to you. There, that's about all I
Andrea? Yes,
got.
I know you're always lately welcoming our guests with some type of singing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm walking on sunshine. I don't even know why that came up either, I know, I can't help it. It's
well,
little like those little,
yeah, you got to, it's,
you know.
you're feeling, you got to feel that movement. So, thank you so much. I'm thankful to, embrace another year and, you know,
Yeah,
yeah, good stuff.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Fun. Birthdays
And
are fun. And then we're like, wait, how old are we again?
I know.
What's the number?
I always think I'm older than what I am. My kids always have to say, "No, mom, that's not how old you are." And I'm like,
You really do?
Yeah. I like the other day, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I just turned 53." And my son's like, "No, mom, you turned 52." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Well, you
I
don't look
think after
52, but I can't believe you do. I can't believe, like, for me, I'm like, what am I again? 43? I was like, oh shit, I'm 46. What is happening? Like, I go backwards because my mind tells me I'm
well, you don't
25.
look 46 either. Yeah, I mean, I thought you were in your very late 20s into your 30s.
You did?
I did. Yeah, because I remember Manny asking me how old you were. I said she's really young. Like, I don't know. She's like, I think in her late 20s,
Really?
in her 30s.
Because see, I act that way. I act like I'm younger. I want to still be
Yeah.
younger. And I wasn't, and you know what's crazy is I wasn't even using the J-Lo Glow moisturizer yet.
Well, yeah, you don't have not one line on your face. You're
Oh, yes, I
youthful.
do. Yes, I do. You just got to get close to see the
Oh,
beautiful lines and the grace, the grace that's on this face. Yeah.
well, you know what? Age is only a number. It's
Yeah.
how you feel. That's all that
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah.
And yeah, good stuff. So I know that you had your mom hanging out with you. How
Yes.
was that?
She was here for 10 days, and I'm not gonna lie, she is a gallivanting queen. Like, she
I
likes
think
to
she's
move.
you young.
Well, I mean, look, if you look at her, I mean, she looks like she's my sister. So I get it. And people have asked that. And when I lived in Arizona and I was in my 30s, right? My early 30s, we went out somewhere. I don't know, we were at a bar. I think she went to a bar with me, or a dueling pianos or something like that. And
Oh,
she was somewhere with me, and to get in, they wanted her ID, and she was like, "Are you kidding me?" And she's like, "How old do I look?" And they said 30s. So, like, you could be 30, but I don't know. Like, we want to check. And I just looked at her and I was like, oh shit. Like, I hope I have those genes. Well, when she was here, I mean, she woke me up, us up, the whole house up. She woke the dogs up, everybody up, just to go walk her 5 times up and down my quarter-mile long
God
driveway.
bless
But
her.
she had to wake everybody up. So, like, that was 10 days of her waking us up. So she left, and the first day she left, we slept in, and I looked at the clock when we woke up. I was like, oh, it's 8:44. Like, we slept in when she left.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was shocked that it was almost 9 o'clock, but she wore us out. Me, the kid, the dogs. She
That's
wore us
good.
all out for 10 days. And I'll tell you, I went in public into more stores and restaurants in those 10 days than I did in the whole year and a half combined of the last year and a half. I'm, masked up. I went into all these places, but I was like, we got to go somewhere again. Like, you want to go to the grocery store again? I was like, I'm sitting in the car.
Oh my God.
So,
Well, that's great.
yeah, but it's great it's always great having her, you know, there's always action. There's always something happening, even though she's like, I'm bored. I get bored. I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I'm tired looking at you.
Energizing bunny, right?
Oh, she is. She is. She is. And
Probably,
I
she's
mean,
probably been like that all her life.
she has, and I'll never have those genes. Like, that is, I will never have that. It is not in me. I like my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt. I like my sleep. I need my 8 hours a day.
Yeah, I find that sleeping in has been something of the past for me for so many years. And I don't know what it's like to sleep in because now my body just it's on an automatic like wake up at 5:30, six
Oh,
a.m. I'm like,
mm,
what the hell? But um, with me still combating the fatigue that I experience, I find that I get tired multiple times throughout the day. So
yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
get these little power naps, and otherwise I can't function.
Yeah.
It's
See,
not
and I
really-
don't nap. I don't nap unless I don't feel well. If I don't feel well, then you might see me fall asleep. When my
Yeah,
mom was here, I actually slept for 2.5 hours during the day. And that was, odd, very odd for me to sleep during the day.
yeah,
But, she gave me I felt like I could sleep, right? I can't do that during the day, ever. And
yeah,
I don't feel like I really want to sleep. I do get enough sleep usually, but I'm just not a napper. But I am more tired now. Like since I got sick, like way back in
yeah,
beginning of 2020, I do find that I am more tired now than I was. I mean, I don't think it's, oh, I'm 46 and now I'm tired. I
yeah,
think it's from there. I started with this. I get tired. And a lot of times I can't go to sleep until 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
yeah. I go through that too sometimes. The other night, actually it was Sunday night. I didn't have anything that would keep me up. I couldn't. My brain would not shut down.
Mm,
Um, I didn't fall asleep till 4:30, and I put the TV on because usually I nod off watching
mhm,
TV. So wide awake.
mm,
I drank calming tea, everything I could think of.
mm.
Finally, at 4:30 in the morning, I knew it was 4:30 because my husband's alarm goes off at
Oh,
4, and I was wide awake.
oh,
And then, you know, he gets up more like 4:30.
yeah,
That's when I nodded off. But I had to wake up.
yeah,
I was already up by 7:45, so that's not good, right? That's like, you know,
yeah.
not a good thing. But anyhow, it's not all the time, and
Right. It happens.
it
Yeah.
happens. Exactly, it's life. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I have a
Yeah.
question. So when you have a birthday, do
Yeah.
you do a reflection? Do you take a look back of like how your year was before the day of your birthday? Is that something that you do or ever thought of doing or ever done, have ever done? Or
No.
sometimes I know like for New Year's, like when the New Year's about to leave,
Yeah.
I see a lot of things about reflections. I was just curious. Is that something that you've done ever?
I don't on my birthday. No. Um, I never feel like anything changed on my birthday, even though I am a year older. I never feel that way, but I do reflect. I reflect in December. That's my thing because
Yeah,
I want to know what happened, what was good, what was bad, what was right, what was wrong, and what am I changing in January. And I look in December so that I am prepared to just flip the switch in January.
yeah,
And if I plan on doing anything different, I start the process in December to switch.
yeah. I think that's pretty common. I know a lot of folks do that. I mean, I do that as well too. Um, but I find that, when I turn another year older, I look at it as turning, another page into my
Mhm.
life, right?
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
now it's a new chapter to write, right?
Yeah,
Each year
I
is a
noticed.
chapter.
Okay, okay. So I noticed you write on your Facebook page a list of things in of probably what you went through in your mind, right? Of what you were
Yeah, actually,
reflecting
that
on.
was a short list. I didn't put everything because I'm like, okay, like I don't want to do that, but I kind of picked out 7 things that I felt was something that I could impart and share.
Yeah, I was looking at I'm pulling it up right now because I want to look at it again. But yeah, I was looking at it and you swore in here. I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you use the F word. I mean,
I thought about you and I
you
put
let it
that
out.
down. I let it out, girl.
For anyone that wants to know, number 2 on Jeanette's list says there's never a right time for anything. So book the trip, launch the business, and most importantly, live on purpose. Just fucking do it. That's what it says.
Yes.
So that was number 2. So I enjoyed number 2. I will say.
I know you would enjoy that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I liked you're human. Number 3, you're human. It's perfectly okay to act like it, because we're always talking about just whatever. We talk about on here a lot of no BS, right? No bullshit. So we talk about, the social media, right? Is what everybody wants everybody else to see, right? It's never like the real thing. Like I feel fat in these jeans. I don't post a picture if I feel fat in these friggin' jeans, right? Because I look like a fat whale. So I'm not going to go ahead in my head, right? I'm not going to go post this picture, even though some people say, oh, you don't look fat. You're not that. It doesn't matter, right? I don't feel that way. I don't feel good. So I'm not going to post it. And then all of a sudden the next day I wear a different pair of jeans and I feel skinny. Here's my selfie,
I think too, like,
so I think
we're
you're
very
human, right?
Yeah.
Everybody goes up and down.
Yeah.
I like that you said we're all human.
Yeah. And I think, we're very hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
But
we're all human.
We get upset, because we're not operating on that like perfect model that you want to operate on. But, we can't.
None of us are ever, though.
Can't do that. You got to give yourself grace. You can't.
But I just think that too, it's a roller coaster. Everybody goes through it. There is not one person, not one, that sometimes things go wrong and whatever they go wrong. You can admit that it goes wrong. You can admit that, I started this business and then I shut it down because it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. It's not that in whatever, if I feel like I failed, then maybe I feel like I failed. But if I just wanted to, if it is what it is, whether I feel like it failed or whether I feel like it just didn't work and I just, whatever, I'm shutting it down, you can say those things. It's not like, I feel like things happen, right? Like things happen every day with your marriage, with your kids, with the real stuff happens. Everybody goes through it, right? And we're all human, and there's no reason to hide life, like hide.
I just think that we have to get in a place of understanding, our emotions instead of labeling them. Yeah, that's important. I mean, I know I find that, I'm always a student of life, and I know you are too, Andrea. Life is going to give you lessons every day, and it's just a matter of like, what are you going to learn from that, and then how do you move forward? And for me,
and what do you want to share with people so that they maybe don't go through the same shit you just did?
Right. Well, yeah. And for some people, and I mean, I think we've said this, multiple times. Your truth or your journey or your story, when you put that voice to it, it gives room for others to be like, wow, this sounds exactly like me.
Yeah.
And, it heals. Your story heals you. People who are the recipient of hearing it, that needs to hear it, they heal or they get courage. And so I think that's what life really is about. I mean,
sometimes people hear things you say differently than what you feel a certain way and you say something, right? But they're taking it completely different because they're looking at it from their angle, right? And they're putting it into place in their life. And it could help, even though it wasn't even the same scenario as what you had going on. It just triggers something in them, Right. So I think there's so much to like I said, who, like everybody goes through, I think the ups. And when I said the whole picture of the, the jeans, right. And the selfies and stuff, I think it wasn't about the look. It wasn't about what you think. It was just that everybody goes in their heads. Everybody's minds are moving so fast in different ways.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And moving in different ways, I think is that's what makes everybody different, right?
Yeah.
So we're all human. Just do you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I like that one.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
glad.
Yeah. I thought this was really neato that you wrote all these things in here. And
Thank you.
yeah, you know, I mean, usually when I don't reflect like this, I mean, I do this throughout every day, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But when I go through my reflection at the end of the year in December, I'm always looking at what was good, what was bad, right?
Right.
Who did I talk to and who don't I want in my life anymore? Okay. I got to keep out this negativity. I got to do what did I do to cause a disturbance, right? And
Mm-hmm.
what's going to, you know, how am I going to change or what is my goal going to be, you know? And I mean, it's never go to the gym. That's never the reflection in December for me. I mean, maybe it's go take a walk outside a little bit more, but um I'm not I never joined a gym, and I will say I am one of the people that I have never ever joined a gym in January
Yeah.
and then left in March.
Bad
Like,
move.
I never did. Never once. Like never once. You know, it's always random times for me because I'm always reflecting throughout the year. So I usually think, okay, I got to get my fat ass on a treadmill. And I think that like, you know, I don't know, June, May, somewhere around like,
Yeah.
you know, well, I
I,
ate all that stuff in November, December, and January. Okay. I ate, you know, I'll get on the treadmill.
yeah, I definitely want to incorporate more, outdoor um activities, just like walking. But I find like um, I get too consumed with the things that are happening in the events of this world. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what if something happens to me? Like, again, narratives, right? I'm like, I remember the last time I took a walk, a dog was coming after me, it didn't
Oh.
attack me, but, it was loose. So you
Mhm.
don't know. So it's like things like that. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should just be prepared, get some pepper spray. I don't even know if they sell that, um, but be somewhere where there's a lot of people, probably like a park would make sense. Like where there's, you know,
Yeah.
you're not alone walking somewhere. So,
Yeah.
but there's something about walking outdoors that I think is like really invigorating. It's clears your mind. You ever have to, clear your head? Two
Yeah.
things clear my head.
Hmm.
Walks if I'm able to walk, or taking a drive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I walk the dogs. I'll walk my dogs down my driveway, right, and back.
Well,
And
I mean, your house, forget about it. Your driveway, that's like, community, a park in itself. So you're
yeah, no,
good.
it is. It's beautiful.
You don't even
Listen, I'm
worry.
blessed. Yes, I'm blessed. It's beautiful. I will tell you, it's very peaceful for me to go walk the dogs
God, yeah.
down the driveway and back, except all of a sudden, here comes my son screaming and running down the driveway. And I'm like, this is my peaceful time. Please go play a video game. Like, let me walk in peace. But yeah, he runs down the driveway screaming and yelling. And I'm like, this is not my peaceful time. It's not working. But yeah. So, I'm blessed though that I can go. I do have places to hide, right?
Yeah.
Like if I'm on the porch, nobody knows where I am. If I'm down the end of the driveway, quarter mile long, nobody's
Oh,
seeing me, right? Like I'm hiding.
I love that country life. That
I
is,
could go in the woods, but I'm afraid of bears.
I
So
don't
I'm not
know.
going to
It
sit
sounds
out
like
there.
all these animals, that you have in the perimeters of your property seem to gravitate to you. That you're like, they consider you to be the mama or something. I doubt that you'd be.
Yeah. Listen, I feel like Snow White, but I am not skipping through the woods. I am not going to go sit on a bench or in the woods and meditate. Not doing it. I don't need a bear and its cubs coming up on me. There is no way that is happening. No
Right. You
chance.
saw a bear just recently, right? I saw
Yeah.
you post a video of a
Yeah.
bear.
And I wasn't scared this time. Like the first time I posted the bear coming up my driveway,
It
I
was
think it
big
was,
too.
this one was big. The one that came up my driveway, the last video I took, I was shaking. My hand clearly in the video was shaking. I had one hand on the door handle ready to like run into the house.
And
This
they run
time,
fast too.
yeah. And this time I went down the driveway. Like I actually went down the driveway and I was talking to my mother and yelling for my mother who didn't hear me, or was ignoring me, multiple times. I'm going, Mom, Mom, Mom. But she didn't. Yeah. And I was saying those things. Right. And then I'm like, hi, bear. Hi, bear. And it didn't even turn around, so I'm getting braver and maybe that's not a good thing.
Oh gosh.
But I'm getting a little bit braver, but it was in the woods. Blake actually came down and stood near me, and Blake looked in the woods and it looked right at him. And he started freaking out. So because he ran and started freaking out, I got a little nervous it would come out of the woods,
Right.
but it never did. It never came out until it was walking out by itself. But I said to my son, no, I didn't tell you to go. Did I tell you to go over there and look and see? No. Like, hi. But they're used to being around us, over here. So that's one thing that I will say. They're used to us living in their land. So
Right.
they look at us like, what? We're eating our berries. Get out of here.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. And we had 2 cubs. We did have a bear and 2 cubs that were right here. That played in between my house and the house next door over there. We have a bunch of woods in between, and they were playing in the trees, the cubs, so
Wow.
and I found little bear craps all over. Yeah. Yeah.
Girl.
But I'd like to see them, but from a distance, the cubs.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen then. So, yeah, but I knew there weren't cubs this time. So I had the fear in me. I felt okay. There was no fear at all.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm fearful of just a dog, much less seeing a bear. Probably will like freak out, but again, you're used to that. I'm not,
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, we did have a mountain lion go through the back. Now that, no, I'm not like, hey, kitty, let's play. Nope.
Right.
Now that I'm out, I have less fear, I think, now than I did when I first saw it, because it was a trigger. Like when I was in California was on the mountain, like behind my house, and there were signs everywhere. And I remember my husband wanted to go take Blake, who was 1 year old, and it was a 1 year old, and he wanted to put him on his back, go hike up that mountain. And I was like, you want to go feed the mountain lions? You can go without feeding my child. Like, you're not feeding my kid to the mountain lion. So good on you. Have a good time, but he's staying here. And my husband did go. And I was like, I just think he was crazy. Like there were signs everywhere at the top, like, cause we were on the mountain and we only had like outside the community, there was only one house and then the trail started. So, and the mountain lion signs were all there. So I would never, no way. I mean, like, I'd like to see 47. So no. But here I'm a little less scared and nervous because there's not a lot of food for them. So they're going after people, where here they have enough food. You know what I mean? We have enough deer and all kinds of animals that they can eat. And, so I wasn't nervous about that. I wouldn't want to come into contact with it, but I wasn't as scared as I think I would be like I was in California. But, the animal talk. And you have on that leopard. What is that shirt you got on? Some zebra?
It's actually a leopard shirt.
See, look at all this animal talk.
Yes, it is leopard print. I am a leopard freak. Anything could be zebra, cheetah print, leopard. I just love it. It's like, that's a Leo thing, very eccentric into prints and things like that. Yes.
I didn't know that. See, I learned.
Yeah, see? Yeah. Yep, it's Leo season. So I'm sure I'm not your only Leo friend.
I have one other.
Okay.
Yeah. On the 5th. Her birthday's the 5th.
Oh.
Yeah.
soon.
So close. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm grateful. Celebrations are good. Reflections are great. You know, I find journaling, um, you know, day-to-day journaling is great, but when you reflect on everything that's occurred throughout the year, um, because we all go through growth, different kinds of growth, painful growth, growing pains, losses. I mean, there's so much bundled in what we individually experience year to year, you know, accomplishments, losses. And I never used to do any of that stuff until I was exposed to folks who were doing that. I just never understood it. But then when I gave it like, I said, oh, let me try, it had me appreciate, because I remember being in a place for a very long time when I was not reflecting. I would really focus on what was never going right in my life.
Yeah.
And when you don't like write down and reflect the good and the bad and all of that, you know, is what makes us, you know, package it like life lessons instead of talking about what you didn't accomplish. It's okay to write it down, but also writing down, what did you learn? You
Yeah.
know, and I just think that for me, in the space that I'm at now, you know, it really is about me learning life.
Yeah.
Because, you know, every day, you know, we are the student, and we got to take these lessons each day. So, yeah, I mean, I had a lot more than 7, had about, I don't know, 30 plus, but I kind of just put the top 7.
Yeah.
Um,
I liked it. I liked it.
and I had to throw a curse bomb because you know, you're always like, just say it. What's, you know, do it. And I have to tell you, I struggled with that because I was just gonna put just do it. I first put just fucking do it. I'm like, oh, let me just, and I backspace. I'm like, no, leave it there. That's it. Move on.
Listen, when you type the way you speak it out, it comes out when you type the way you speak.
Yes, I agree.
So you feel the energy, you feel the power in that word.
Oh, I know. There's a lot of power behind that word.
Oh boy.
So yeah. So yeah. So
Well, good.
good stuff.
I'm glad you had a nice birthday. I'm glad you were able to reflect. I am glad, you know, that I know there's a lot of people that love you. I'm one of them. So
Thank you.
I wish you the best year ever.
Thank you. It's already
Ever.
well, I love you, and you know, you know, just embracing, you know, what the year has in store for me, what's left, you know, of this year and what will come for next. So
Yeah.
the only way is up. That's all I could say. You know, no matter what's happening in this world, the only way is to go up. And so I hope and I wish that for everybody that's listening in. So
Absolutely.
thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
singing a little bit of a song.
Happy birthday.
Oh my God, you kill me. And
Oh.
we'll have to have our porch segment soon together before the summer.
Yes.
Recording together.
Yeah.
And I look forward. I know we do have planned maybe before we close out. I want to talk about who we're going to feature or who we might have come on as a guest for this month.
Yes. Next week. Yes. Next week, we are going to have as a guest Jeff Steer. And he is someone that has gone from, I don't want to give away his whole story, but, he, was a teacher, and he, he's a young entrepreneur, successful entrepreneur. We are going to talk MLM and all the bullshit with MLM and what people think they know, which they don't. But anyway, we're going to talk about multi-level marketing. We're going to talk about Jeff Steer and his story, and he is coming on next week. So I'm excited to have him on. I'm excited to have the real and raw with Jeff Steer.
I am too. I think he's a dynamic guy, and he's extremely successful for being such a young guy. He has a lot of wisdom. He's smart as a whip, and he's got a pretty telling story. And I'm excited to have him on the mic with us. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you for tuning in. And remember, you're listening to Webb's Women,
where exposure brings strength.